All right, welcome back to round two of four at Modern Mondays, hanging out in Guardian Games in Portland, Oregon. I am Travis Cooper in the booth with.
Urchin Collie, guess what, guys? Guess what? I found you a matchup between my favorite deck and Travis's favorite deck.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like I had a life-changing experience a couple weeks ago when I got to pilot this deck, and I can say it was so good that I'll never play it again.
You just
I
you
just
you
can't handle it.
couldn't handle the glory of the pants.
Yeah, and just figuring out how to put on the pants, like which way the pants go, is just a little too much for me.
How hard is it to keep putting more pants over your pants?
It's challenging once you get a lot of pants on there.
So, if you aren't familiar with pants.deck, we are going to see Modern Bogles, and we are going to see it face against Lantern Control. Nick told me, don't put me on stream. No one wants to watch Lantern Control. But I know for a fact that that's false. You
There's at
love
least one
Lantern.
person there's sitting somewhere in a booth at Guardian Games that wants to watch Lantern Control.
And that person is me. So if you aren't familiar with Lantern Control, it's been very, shall we say, unplayable for a very long time. So we haven't seen it around much. But it is a unique sort of artifact prison deck that plays in a way that really no other deck plays. It's pretty dependent on Mox Opal, so I'm not sure that it exists anymore. However, as sort of a joke, I made a list earlier, but there were a lot of people who, to be perfectly honest, had a lot of very good ideas. So now I'm thinking maybe it's not a joke. So, Lantern Control is based around the synergy between a card called Lantern of Insight, the Saviors of Kamigawa special, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the draft chaff.
oh yeah, 1 mana artifact. Players play with the top card of their library revealed, tap sack, target player shuffles their library, and the card Codex Shredder from Return to Ravnica, which is another 1 mana artifact, tap, target player mills 1, 5 tap, regrow something from your graveyard. And with the Lantern in play, you can decide if your opponent draws their card or if you draw your card. And so you can control your own draw and control your opponent's draw. And between that and other disruption and some other artifact prison pieces, you can basically lock your opponent out of the game and win by milling them very incrementally, very slowly. So here we go. Nick gonna have a Mishra's Bubble, turning on a Spire of Industry, Black Mana Thoughtseize, and he now knows what he's in for.
So we come to really so an important thing with this matchup that I'm sure people have a lot of opinions on, and I overheard the table chatter. Nick said, "Oh, it's Bogles." I say it's Bogles. You say it's Bogles?
Looks like boggles to me.
Yeah. Well,
My mind absolutely boggles.
there's a lot of Bogles people out there, and they've made themselves vocal on our YouTube channel.
Bogle. Yeah, so Nick decides to take the Slippery Boggle. Boggle's notably pretty hard to deal with, or pretty hard to function if you don't actually have something to put your pants on. But Dustin here also has what's the Elf Boggle?
Slippery Boggle.
No, the Elf Boggle.
Oh,
Give me a
Glade Cover
second.
Scout.
Glade Cover Scout. I was about to say Glistener Elf, and that ain't right. Here's Lantern, going to show us Hyena Umbra on top for Dustin. Nick sees Glimmer Void, gets to decide who draws what. Now, if I'm Nick here, I'm probably aggressively milling my own library to find Ensnaring Bridge, because game one, Ensnaring Bridge is pretty much game for Boggles.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that Boggles can do against an ensnaring bridge when Nick is drawing one card a turn.
Yeah. Nick needs to find a mill rock, though, to start controlling that draw. He's at a world of hurt if he doesn't. I see a Damping Sphere in hand, and I see an Assassin's Trophy. Targeted removal, notably very bad against
I don't think Boggles
the
has
slippery ones.
explosives main board.
Lantern. No. Explosives is just too bad for Lantern itself. They have a lot of ones, a lot of zeros. There's just not a good number for them to be using explosives on, except maybe 2. And against Boggles, 1's your number. Kind of blows up your own Lantern board.
How many pants are we gonna get?
More pants. 2 pants.
What's pro creatures?
3 pants. I do appreciate how Dustin lines them up so you can see all the text boxes on all the pants. Here comes 6th. Nick, you're dying. Nick, do something. Nick, Ensnaring Bridge. Disney Princess Quinn. Love is a weird word for that. You monster.
It is some flavor, like the pink name with Disney Princess and just
I
loves
love how many decks got
destruction.
destroyed with the new banning.
Like it. Seems pretty metal.
Not wrong. So here's another Glade Cover Scout. Gonna pop up a Spider Umbra. I see an Ethereal Armor on there. I believe Nick is dead, unfortunately. A Spirit Mantle. Pardon me.
Huh, I wonder why we didn't play the armor.
Oh, Dryad Arbor bringing the last of the damage. Nick has a response. What do we got? We can totally trophy a Dryad Arbor. Oh, we can trophy the pants itself. So Nick.
Luckily, Dustin was wearing multiple pants, so he didn't have any unwanted exposure here.
Nick's still in a world of hurt. Needs to find an ensnaring bridge right now.
And
He's at 1. Yeah, Nick knows that Graph Digger's Cage isn't going to do it, so we're going to take another try. Core Spirit Dancer on top for Dustin. Pretty unnecessary.
this Dryad Arbor can carry us all the way.
Yeah, that's the thing is Nick both needs to find an ensnaring bridge and dump the other card out of his hand, and if that's a Thoughtseize, it's going to be a bit of an issue. So he's found an Ancient Stir. Oh, nope.
Was
We're
it a
done.
Thoughtseize?
I think it might have been a Thoughtseize. I think I peeped a
That's always
Thoughtseize.
awkward.
Yeah, I mean, you Thoughtseize yourself half the time in Lantern because you just need to drop that bridge to the floor because you're very dependent on it to survive. So sideboards. Boggle sideboard. So if you want to talk about why Lantern's been unplayable, 1 is Karn the Great Creator, and
Yes.
2 is Collector Roof.
Yeah.
So there is a Collector Roof in Dustin's sideboard.
One?
There, just one.
One oof?
1 oof. 2 oof, sorry. Sideboard was
No.
little. 2 oof. 1 Gaddock Teague, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Rest in Peace, 3 Leyline of Sanctity, 2 Pithing Needle, and 2 Damping Spheres. I mean, oof will do it. I'm gonna be honest. Oof will do it.
Yeah, oof does it. There's not a lot of. There are minor graveyard shenanigans on the Lantern side, but
Yeah,
not a lot. So
not
I
a
don't
lot.
think Rest in Peace is really worth bringing in.
I'm not sure I like anything else. We can talk about New Lantern. I really think Emery has a great place in this deck. And then you start looking at Rest in Peace. But on Nick's side, we have 2 Pyroclasm. Seems good if you can get them early. A Damping Sphere, 2 Collective Brutality, a Needle, 3 Drown in the Lock, 3 Tezzeret Agent of Bolus, 1 Torpor Orb, and 2 Ashiok Dreamrender. Not my favorite Boggle sideboard.
Or Lantern sideboard, right?
Not my favorite Lantern sideboard
Against
for playing
Boggles.
against
Okay.
Boggles.
There we go. English language confusion.
Just speeding ahead here.
Do you like the counterspells? Traditionally, when I've played control decks against Boggles, I bring in counterspells, but I don't know if that is if it's good in Lantern, where you're wanting to play out a lot of your cards for an ensnaring bridge turn.
So the thing that I really love about Drown in the Lock and Lantern is, though it's a bit of a liability against Boggles specifically, it is a counterspell that can't hold your bridge up. Because if there's something that's going to get under your bridge, you drown it. And so you have this counterspell available, but if you really need it gone, you can get it gone. Because if they don't have anything to drown, you don't need to drop your bridge. And so it's got this fun logic to it, and also it's turned on by your inherent mill plan. So I actually really like it. I don't know, I like it as a counterspell here, though I'm a little worried about, I guess if Nick can dump cards into Dustin's graveyard early with like a Thoughtseize, it seems good. And he's on the play, so it's good there. But it's a little bit scary to be facing down hexproof creatures with that piece of spot removal. Because usually just countering one piece of pants isn't really good.
No, but you can sometimes, you can sometimes countering a pant like an Ethereal Armor is the difference between like a turn, 3 or 4 kill and a turn 5 or 6 kill.
Sure.
I don't know. That's a call that I'm not familiar enough with. I've played Lantern a couple times, but am in no way an expert. And
it usually gets almost killed and then turns a corner, or just gets fully killed. And a lot of it has to do with Ensnaring Bridge. We didn't see really any spot artifact hate in Dustin's sideboard. Looks like Dustin's gone for a Leyline of Sanctity, actually. I think maybe trying to get around Thoughtseize. We did see Nick bring in the Drown in the Lock
Thoughtseize
and the
then
Pyroclasm. I do
can't
like
be can't
Pyroclasm.
be milled, right? Because most of the mill effects are triggered, right?
You're right.
Codex Shredder.
You're right. I completely didn't think of that.
Like,
The Codex Shredder is targeted. No
Pixis
Oko for
doesn't
Nick.
target, right? That's each player exiles.
Pixis is each player and Ghoul Collar Spell is each player. So here's the Glade Cover Scout on top for Dustin. Still haven't found a Mill Rock. Don't see one in hand for Nick. Lantern functions almost like a combo deck when you're setting up early. Like you would just, oh, there's the Codex Shredder, but it's not going to work on Dustin. It is going to allow Nick to dig really quickly through his own deck.
Chat asked if there's no Oko for Nick, and
No, there is no Oko for Nick.
I don't
He's
know
a
why
man
you
with
wouldn't
integrity.
sideboard Oko in the deck. It seems like,
Integrity.
oh, there we go.
Right, that's another reason Lantern's unplayable, because it's dependent on Snaring Bridge, which is incredibly bad with Oko around.
The Spirit Dancer turns for Bogles can be pretty nuts.
Fortunately, well, no graveyard for Dustin. This is the problem with the Drowns, but it is sitting there ready to counter that Glade Cover Scout, but it's not going to matter. So, yikes. Uh-oh. Yeah, that Codex Shredder going to be doing some work trying to dig to that Ensnaring Bridge, which I don't believe Dustin can really do anything about.
Yeah, once the bridge is down, it seems like Dustin doesn't have sideboard answers to that, right?
Yeah, I didn't see any Nature's Claims or anything of that nature. Nope. If the bridge falls, it ain't coming up. Yeah, Drown and Codex Shredder is something I've been wanting to do for a little while. Just was previously not an option.
This is interesting where there's been is that a Windswept Heath on top? Or no, Sun
That
Petal
is
Grove? Sun Petal Grove.
Sun Petal Grove. No, it's the cycling one.
Oh.
It's whatever the cycling one is. That's a Windswept Heath. Alright, Dustin comes in for 3 with the Spirit Dancer. Drawing those extra cards is not pleasant.
It is interesting how Dustin drawing the extra cards, I think he was on Horizon Canopy, and then we're going to have a fetch land. So if he uses too many lands that go to the graveyard, he's going to open up that Spirit Dancer to being drowned.
Yep. What has Nick found? Pyroclasm. That's a good one. Each creature takes 2 damage. Ranker pops back up, but at least we've gotten rid of the Glade Cover Scout. If we can find just one more piece of removal, get that Spirit Dancer out of here. That's 1 in the yard. If we can get another in the yard.
This is Dustin doesn't know it, but Dustin might play into this Drown in the Lock by using a fetch.
Donna. Oh no.
So if I have an enchantment, I like playing the enchantment, then drawing the oof. Then I think you do cut off Drown.
Yeah, you do.
For this turn, if you're heads up about that.
Yeah. I was going to say he might not even play the fetch in order to make sure he draws the oof. But he's just going to play the oof. This is pretty scary. This is pretty scary. Uh-oh. I would float a mana off that Opal, Nick. Float a mana off that Opal. Okay, he's going to bobble. He's going to remember. I know he is.
Don't fetch. Oh no.
Da-na. Da-na. Na-na. Well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter for this turn because Oof is resolved, so Mox
Yes,
Opal
correct.
is off.
But the next turn, I think there was a choice between fetch and Horizon Canopy, and I just know, having seen Drown in the Lock, I think in game 1, I would want to play the Canopy. Just it's a real corner case situation, but
we didn't see Drown in the Lock game 1, did we? There were 3 in the sideboard, unless there was 1 in the main deck. I don't think we saw 1.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
There's another Lantern. There's a Thoughtseize. Also really bad with Leyline of Sanctity in play.
Yeah, that's gonna. I guess you're hoping to then draw a bridge, and you'll have to Thoughtseize yourself. So staying above 2 seems pretty important.
Seems important. Yeah, Leyline of Sanctity, very, very necessary for decks that fold to hand hate. Ad nauseum, really just 4 spots reserved for Leyline of Sanctity because this one Thoughtseize pulls the
So
deck apart.
if you're Dustin, where do you put the pants? Do you even them up?
I think you even up your pants.
Yeah.
Or you just go for it and want to draw those extra cards.
I feel. Oh, Nick's getting greedy and letting Dustin continue to cast spells on the Spirit Dancer. I would have used that spot for removal because it's CMC, right?
I would have. Yeah, it's CMC. And I is Core Spirit Dancer. Oh no, Totem Armor. Oh no. Is Spirit Dancer a cast trigger or a?
It's a cast
It's
trigger.
a cast trigger, so you can't stop him from drawing a card that way. Oh, Nick packs it up. Oh no.
Well.
So Lantern's unplayable. I think it's gonna get better a little bit. There will be there's very little incentive to play Karn the Great Creator. Oof will have less justifications. So I think that'll go down. So it'll become more playable,
I'm
but
I'm curious
ugh.
about if the oof numbers go down because I feel like like traditional green Tron or green Splash Tron gets a lot better now.
That's true. And maybe Wurza will come up, and then the Youths will stick around because they're actually good there. They were way overplayed against the Civic deck, but they're actually very good against the Urza deck. All right, we still have 30
Half an
minutes.
hour? Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
happens when Bogles is in the feature match area. And
speedy pants.
yeah, so we're gonna go find another match, and we'll be back here shortly.